Welcome back to the Fantasy Hockey Podcast. Time to update Building Winners Week 6. So it's Friday morning. Quite a bit went down. I made a trade. I traded away 2 centers in my keeper league. And then on top of that, I made some ads in my normal league so I can finally share how much I bid for. It's not great because nobody else bid on the players. It's a great morning so far. Bobrovsky let me down again. This is becoming a theme of Bobrovsky killing me. I still believe in the Church of Bob. I believed in the Church of Timo. It's working out for me, and I'm going to keep believing in the Church of Bob. So let's go over and start in ECFHL, the keeper league, so that we can talk about the trade that I made. So let's take a look at how yesterday went. So yesterday was Thursday, had a lot of people going, had a huge day. Patty Kane got me a goal and 2 assists. That's what you like to see out of Patty Kane. He's starting to shoot again, or at least shot this last game. I wouldn't say he's starting to shoot again, although these last few games have been far better than what he was at the beginning. So I'm happy with the shots so far. Still want to see them pick up quite a bit, but that goal and 2 assists is good. Now he's on a 4-game point streak, so I am back on the Patty Kane hype train. I'm glad I kept him still. Brady Tkachuk got me an assist. Taylor Hall got me an assist. And 6 shots on goal, which was lovely. Pierre-Luc Dubois got me an assist. What else happened here? So Voracek got 1 assist. Schultz did nothing. Hamilton with an insane 7 shots on goal. Brent Burns with 2 assists, 2 power play points, 3 shots on goal, and 4 hits. How about that for a stat line? Is Brent Burns Brady Tkachuk? Jesus. Woo, it is bright this morning. Also, I don't think it's a coincidence that I'm talking about Brent Burns and light just shines in. Bandit, I know you're excited about the trade, but we're not there yet. Just calm yourself and stop squeaking the squeaker toy. So looking good. I have 10 starts on Sean here, so I'm not very worried about any of these, and I'm so close in blocks that I think when it comes down to it, I'm going to end up catching in blocks simply because of games started, and that's pretty much it. Like, I don't think that or games played rather. I don't think they'll even have a chance just because it's a cumulative stat. I have 10 more games than they do, and I only have 2 goaltenders, and they only have 3 games between them left. So it's just not possible, I don't think. Justin Schultz blocks a little bit. You have Ronick, who blocks like 1 or twice a game. So I think that's all fine. And I mean, my assists and everything are just stupid. Like, I haven't used this in a bit, but the league, the stat tracker on Yahoo, let's take a look at how I'm doing in the league stats. So I have 2nd most games played. Awesome. I mean, it's been weeks now that I haven't been towards the top in games played for skaters in this league, so this is nice to see. I am 3rd in goals, as good as it gets, is top, but they also have the most games, but that's still pretty damn good. In assists, I'm top of the league, which is awesome. Power play points, I'm getting up there. It took me a long time to get power play points, but now I'm moving on up. And shots on goal, 1st in the league. Awesome to see. 10% shooting, too, which is pretty sustainable. So I'm happy with that. Normally in fantasy, you can actually expect more like a 13% if you have pretty good shooters. Hits, top of the league. Blocks, I'm not doing so hot this week, but that's okay. Honestly, my team in this league is not that great for blocks to begin with. And then I have the best save percentage of the league, and we'll see how that continues. I mean, today, Tampa and Buffalo play early. So we'll see. I think Vasilevsky will probably play today's game, and then we'll see how that goes. So now what everyone wants to know. What did I do in a trade situation? Now, I did pick up Wayne Simmonds. That's all. That's the first thing you got to know, is that I picked up Wayne Simmonds. That's the most important thing here in terms of ads for the weekend, because I get 2 starts out of him. I get the shots on goal and everything. And they have a decent schedule next week, if I remember correctly, so that's fine. Okay, so here's the trade. So I traded with Sharkbait here. They pretty much put in our chat, they were like, I need an upgraded center. I went after them. I'm going to go over the trade here in terms of how it actually went down, because maybe it helps you negotiate trades or see how I do trades, whatever. So they messaged and said, I'm looking for an upgrade in center. I have a lot of centers, and I was like, oh, well, you know what? I've actually been kind of thinking about moving centers, so let me message them. So I messaged them and pretty much said, look, here's who's on the table. And I said Kopitar, Horvat, and PLD are on are available if like you're willing to put someone, willing to put good players on the table. And honestly, I didn't know if a trade was going to get done because I don't really like their team very much. They're very, very top heavy. And so there weren't many players I liked. But at the end of the day, like, I have so many centers at the moment that I knew I was going to have to, at some point, sell a little bit low. I couldn't really sell at like max value for these guys. And I'd shopped around PLD a little bit. Wasn't getting anything close to what I wanted. Horvat to me is fantastic, but is a center and at some point was a waiver candidate. So it could go back there, honestly. Like, if you watched the weekend preview, Brandon kind of went over how Vancouver's had the easiest start to the schedule. And on top of that, like, they've just amassed points on the power play pretty unsustainably. Reminds me a lot of Buffalo with Victor Olofsson a little bit. It's not saying Horvat is Victor Olofsson, but just that he's relying a lot on the power play. So he said he was interested in Horvat and Kopitar. Kopitar to me is just someone who I got really late in the draft. Is fine. I think the Kings will suck more and more as the season goes on. He's playing good minutes, but I was like, let's see if I can upgrade a position here for him. So what I ended up doing is right here. I traded Nikolai Ehlers, and I traded 4 Ehlers and Pietrangelo, and I traded away Anze Kopitar, Bo Horvat, and Sami Vatanen. Now, I did a 3-for-2 for 2 reasons. One, they didn't want to do Ehlers and Pietrangelo because Pietrangelo in this league is ranked 36th overall. Part of that is that he blocks, he shoots a lot, he's getting power play points, and his points have actually been ridiculous. He's actually a little bit unsustainable, but that's fine. If I get like a top 100 D-man still out of him, I'm happy. Like, I wasn't buying him for this 36 overall or his current point pace. It's more, I looked at what he was, if he's sustainable, and said, you know what, I'm happy. I'm happy getting that. That's okay. And then Ehlers has a good ceiling, I'd say, especially now that they kind of shuffled lines a little bit. And he's been playing really well. And these shots on goal are what I wanted the most. I really wanted these shots on goal. And on top of that, he's a left wing, right wing, which means I can play him a lot more, which is awesome considering I was losing 2 centers, right? And then Sami Vatanen I threw in because they didn't want to do Ehlers and Petra. At first they wanted to do Pietrangelo for one. He wanted to do 1-for-1. Or he wanted to do 1 center for both of them. Or no, what am I saying? He wanted to do 2 centers for one of them. So it was going to be, his offer first was Kopi and Horvat for Pietrangelo and a pick. And I was like, I'm in a win now mode. I don't need picks. I don't care for picks. And it was like an upgrade from like 9 to 3, something like that, which is not bad, but I just didn't care for it. And so pretty much my thought process there was, okay, if that's what you're willing to do, and you're kind of like, he was on the fence about doing Horvat and Kopi for Pietrangelo and Ehlers. He was kind of on the fence about that. And I thought, okay, I already have 5 defensemen. I don't want to have 6. If I get 6, I'm going to drop one of these guys. So I was pretty much like, you take your pick of Vatanen, Justin Schultz, or Ronick, who I have. Like, I have all 3 of those. All 3 of them are playing top power play. Which one do you want? I need it. I'm going to drop one of them. If it makes you do the deal, then fine. And on top of that, I get to pick someone up and add a streamer spot. Awesome. Like, it's a win-win for me in pretty much every situation there. And so I didn't really care too much about Vatanen. It was more throw in to say, get the deal done. If it'll get it done, I don't really care. I'm going to have to drop a defenseman anyways. So I'm happy with the deal. I do think it's not my greatest deal in the world. I think I could have probably gotten more. But with Zibanejad coming back soon, having gotten Hischier back on waivers, and my team looking good, like, I'm really happy with this trade. And I have Connor McDavid as well. And so now, if we look at my defensive core, I mean, I'm so happy with where my D is at. I have Pietrangelo, Ronick, Schultz, Hamilton, and Burns. Great keeper league defenseman options. Ronick, if he keeps playing the way he is, will be more valuable as time goes on. And then Pietrangelo, of course, has the power play points, which I like. Which pretty much Pietrangelo for me was like, okay, I get assists from Pietrangelo, and I get power play points. I get the power play points that I'm going to lose by moving Horvat for Ehlers. And then with Ehlers, I get the shots, right? So all in all, I'm happy with the trade. I feel good about it. Again, not my best one. I understand that I could lose this, but ultimately it was just I have way too many centers in Pierre-Luc Dubois, Nico Hischier, Connor McDavid, and then Zibanejad eventually coming back, that I need to do something about my centers. And if someone is willing to move people that I like, then sure. So I don't hate it. It's not the best, like I said, but not bad. And I am out of ads for the week, so will not be making ads. I don't really need to, given I'm up 10 starts, so I'm curious to see what they do. The big thing to watch with me is, am I going to get goalie starts? I've had 1 of 4, and Vasilevsky and Hellebuck will probably play today. And then there's a game against Vancouver on Sunday. Or Vancouver's today, sorry. Dallas is on Sunday. Apologies. Dallas is on Sunday, and if Hellebuck doesn't start Sunday and Vasilevsky doesn't start the back-to-backs, I'm screwed, and I completely toss goaltending stats, which is kind of fine at the moment because I'm probably going to win skater stats, so I don't worry. I'm not going to worry too much about goalie stats. I'm probably not going to catch in wins. Save percentage is really the only one I can catch. Okay, now moving into Hockrus. Let's take a look at what went down there. So I made a lot of ads, which we'll talk about in a second. I made a lot of ads, and remember that I talked about making a lot of them. So let's take a look at how Thursday went really quick here. Evander Kane had a huge game. John Carlson had a huge game. Dougie Hamilton got me a goal. Huberdeau got an assist. Malkin got a goal and assist. Timo Meier got a goal and an assist. Like, it went perfectly, as well as I could have hoped. What didn't go as well was my goaltending, because stupid Dubnyk got put in, which I didn't think would happen. So Dubnyk gets put in, and yeah, kind of tanks me. Did not really work out for me there. So Markstrom had an okay game, not fantastic, but good enough, I suppose. The goals against average sucked, but that's okay. Then Dubnyk got put in against that San Jose game and just like tanked me, which was very, very, very disappointing. And Holtby had a bad game, but got that win. And so now they have only one win though. So I have some opportunities here because of what I did, which I'll go over. I don't think I'm gonna get wins, but I think I can challenge in goals against average and save percentage this weekend. So let's talk about the ads I made really quick. Okay, so I am done with ads for the week. I'm at 4 for 4, so not making any more moves, but here is what I did. So it's these moves here. I picked up Morrissey, put in a $12 waiver. What sucks about this is no one else bid on Morrissey. I mean, I can't believe it. He's 150 ranked defenseman. He was the second best defenseman on the wire. I think there's still upside with him. He's been playing well recently. Like, I don't see why he wouldn't have gotten bid on. Like, I don't know why I'm the only person that bid. On top of that, when you look at power play point upside, there's no top power play defenseman left on the wire at the moment in this league. And so the fact that Morrissey went unbid was just shocking to me. So I'm fine having paid 12, knowing, what I know, right? Like, I would do that. It's just very surprising to me that no one bid. I also picked up Nico Hischier, who was available, gets me 2 starts over the weekend. He's in a weird spot, honestly. I bid 3 on him. I don't mind bidding 3 on players that I think I can keep for a little bit longer, but yeah, he only played 14 minutes the night before. It seems like he's very on and off recently, but of course, when I pick him up, he, gets 0 shots, 0 hit. Yeah, absolutely puts up a goose egg. But whatever, we'll see how this one goes. And then the last thing I did here was drop Devan Dubnyk. Finally, 2 leagues now. I'm done with Dubnyk. Just from I don't believe in Minnesota. Like, even if Dubnyk figures it out, I think it's going to be so streaky of a figuring it out where he'll have 1 great game, 1 really bad game, or 2 bad games, 1 good game, and it'll all kind of balance out like a 9-0-1 or something like that, probably. And I just don't want that. So I'm going to take Demko, have Demko back up, because I think, so Markstrom's playing well, but he's just not getting W's. Demko is getting W's. I think this is kind of what we'll see, perhaps, is we could start to see 2, I mean, there's been back-to-backs, right? But I think we could start to see with Demko like a 2-1, 2-1, or 3-1, 3-1, something like that. So, and I like the goals against average and the save percentage for them, so I'm going to see how long I can hold on to Demko for. But Demko was a good ad for this week because now I have both Demko and Markstrom, so I'll get a start today. I'll also get a guaranteed start Sunday, which will help me out in that save percentage and goals against average category. What sucks is that I've already had my 4 goalie starts and I still am shit. Oh man, yeah. I think I can make a comeback in this league. It's not easy. The shots on goal, because I have 53 to their 54, I think there's a chance if some of my guys absolutely go off. Power play points are also definitely still reachable. In my opinion, when I look at their squad, they've had some guys get, I guess, lucky, if you will. Willie Nylander, he hasn't been putting up that many points, right? He got a 0, then a 1-1. Connor McDavid, of course, is always dangerous. So I think that ultimately, like, Dadonov hadn't been doing anything, 1-3 from Monahan. And so I think this could be a quiet weekend for them, allowing me to catch an assist and catch in power play points. But we'll see if that happens. Lastly here, the points league. So same projection pretty much as yesterday at the end of the day, 114.46 or 111. Oh, okay, I went down. Damn it, never mind. Okay, so I went down. 111.46 to my projection of 118.03, 58.6 points to 56.7. Yeah, yesterday was not fantastic. I mean, my skaters crushed it. My skaters did real well. Except for Chabot and Vatanen, they didn't really do anything. But Hamilton got me a goal with 7 shots. Cam Atkinson got me an assist. Timo Meyer with a big game. Alexander Barkov with a big game. Kobe with a big game. So I felt good about that. It was my goaltenders that were disappointing. Yeah, Bob. Damn it, Bob. You are killing me. Absolutely killing me. It's just... Man, he is going to be on Bust Watch here soon. It's crazy. I've got to figure that a lot of people are probably... I mean, I still think he's a buy low, but, man, the Panthers are just not playing well in front of him. If you watch the game, he let a few softies in, like 2. The rest were all very, very difficult. Look at this one.
Now Ovechkin gets free and he puts
There's nothing he could have done about that. Like, it's not entirely his fault, right? Carey Price ended up losing this game 3-2. Still got me 4 points, but not super happy with it, especially since Bishop gets a game this weekend. Bishop could do well. Holtby plays at home versus Vegas. That could be a tough game. Although it is a back-to-back, maybe they play Samsonov in the Golden Knights game, and then Holtby won't get a start, which would be incredible for me. I'm telling you, every single week is so close. Every single week has been so dang close. So I do have a waiver in for Jacob Trouba. I am going to drop, someone dropped Trouba, so I have a waiver in that'll process November 10th, so Sunday for Trouba, so we'll see if I get him. I have a low waiver. I'm guessing someone will go for him. I'm 10th in the waiver. I'm figuring someone will go after him. I wouldn't be surprised if Attack of the Stones goes after him. He's normally pretty sharp and knows what he's doing. The first place team is the one who actually dropped Trouba, which was surprising for Tony D'Angelo. So we'll see what exactly happens there. That's the only ad I kind of have contemplating. The other thing I might do is I may end up canceling that and going for a goaltender if I need it Sunday, because that would put me at all my ads. And I may need a goaltender Sunday for max upside if this matchup is really close. It shouldn't be, because I'm still up in projection by quite a bit, and I have more games started, or have more games to go than them. But that being said, you never know with this team and how badly Bobrovsky can drag you down. So that is building winners. Hope you enjoyed. Let me know what you think of the trade and all my pickups. Also, let me know how your league is doing. And also let me know if there's anything that I can talk about in these that may help you out in your leagues more specifically. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you tomorrow.